What's up? Welcome back to the Fee King Show. I am your hostess with the mostest, your local fitness go-to girl, Fee King. This is the Fee King Show. It's going down right now. It goes down every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, God willing. 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 12 noon. I am Fee King. The show is all about who are you? What do you do? Why? And then how are you keeping this thing all together? I.e., what is your self-care modality? Let's get into the Fee King Show. Yes, we are broadcasting live. We are on location. We are in the beautiful, the lush, the green. The weather is perfect, yummy, delicious. I could just eat it up or drink it up. Boston, we are broadcasting live from Mama Janet's office. And listen, I really like her office. I want to read all of the books over here. I want to read all of the articles. I believe that Mama Janet is going to be on the Fee King Show because I believe, if I'm reading correctly, that Mama Janet is 100 of the best and brightest Black women in corporate America. I'm like, what? I know Seku's like, what? Seku, you have to wait until my show is over, sir. You have to wait. And so we are broadcasting live and it's last minute. I wasn't going to. And so here I am because there's so much to talk about and I want to connect with you all. What's up, Charlene Jones and Delise27 on the gram? All right, so let's get right into this. The Fee King Show today, we are talking about, do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Do you know? Do you know where you are going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Do you know that you actually can make a decision to shift, to change your mind, to change your direction? There's a book that my dear friend Dwayne Barnes told me about years ago. I did some research, however, I need to do more. I need to spend more time on it. The title of this book, and I'm going to paraphrase, the title of this book is You Have the Right to Change Your Mind. You have the right to change your mind. Dwayne says, Fee, did you know you can change your mind every single day? Even though you did a thing yesterday, you can wake up the next day and say, you know what? No, that's not what I want to do. That's not where I want to go. That's not the route I want to take. That is not the mode I want to use to get me there. When he said that to me, I thought, society has taught us, kind of conditioned us to believe that changing our mind makes us fickle, makes us unstable, makes us a little flighty, or makes us appear to be flighty. And I agree with this author, whoever this author is. I agree with Dwayne Barnes that no, you actually get to dictate the direction that your life goes in. Dianna Ross said it perfectly. Actually, she's saying it perfectly in Mahogany. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Do you know? Here's another lyric. She says, do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open door. Do you get what you're hoping for? And so my question that I get to ask myself is, am I hoping for the thing, the people, the situations, the circumstances, the outcome that I want? Or am I doing what it takes in order to do my best to ensure that it's possible? Here's an example. Sekou and his family visit the Cape every year, actually twice a year. This is my second time coming to the Cape. The first time was Thanksgiving, and we had an amazing time. The best part for me of coming to the Cape, coming to Boston, because I've really been thinking about this, I was like, what has been the best part of this vacation? And there's so many. But the best part is having these small, short opportunities to better get to know Sekou's dad and his stepmom without it being intentional. I think there has to be a willingness and an openness. But let me tell you, as soon as I see an opportunity, I'm like, I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to engage because it's really easy to, especially for someone like me who is really comfortable and used to being alone. I come from a really small family. I remember this one time, many times, I would walk from where we lived in North Omaha down the street from North High to the bus stop. And this was a time when kids could walk a country mile alone. And we believed they would be safe. I felt safe. I remember walking to the bus stop early in the morning. It was not fully bright outside. It was still a little dark. And my mom felt comfortable with letting me walk to the bus stop. I would pick up my friend Toya Herndon. Her grandmother would always have cottage cheese and peaches. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what rich people eat. Cottage cheese and peaches. It was amazing. Shout out to Toya Herndon in Omaha, Nebraska's grandmother, who always treated me so well. Oh, I loved your grandma, Toya Herndon. And so as I'm walking, I remember singing this song called Take Me Home. I wrote it, I composed it, I sang it, I starred in it. And so while I'm walking, I'm thinking, even though I'm physically alone, I just didn't feel alone. I felt comfortable with being alone. I felt safe. I felt, I think the only word I can come up with is comfortable. And so because I'm so comfortable with being alone, I know that there are times when I need to make a concerted effort to insert myself, to engage, to ask questions. And I got to do that with Seku's dad, and we got to chit chat about, and I think he's a little bit like me. He values his alone time because when right, Seku's laughing. He's like, "Am I right, Ku?" Yeah. And so I was like, we have that in common. And yesterday, 2 days ago, Sekou, myself and his stepmom, and their neighbors took the ferry over to Martha's Vineyard. Y'all, let me stick to this story. It has been the most amazing vacation because I said yes. Because I said yes. Sekou asked. Initially, I said no. No. And I bet Sekou's like, what? I am not used to women saying no to me. I said no, not because I didn't want to, not because there was not a desire, not because I don't absolutely love traveling with Sekou. Now, I need for us out here to keep it real. You don't really get to know a person until you travel with them. Let me say that again. You do not know a person fully inside and out until you travel with them. Let me tell you, some friendships have ended after traveling. I was like, oh no. Sekou and I travel extremely well. Like we travel really, really well together. So it wasn't that. It was, I'm a pet parent and I'm a very responsible pet parent. I have a cat. We have a cat now. Actually, it's not even my cat. It's Sekou's cat. I don't have a cat sitter for Nelson. And I feel really strongly, Sekou is in the background, all in my show, y'all, saying, yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have a lovely lady who lives down the hall named Pascal who will come in and check on Nelson. To have your cat home alone for 7 days, to me, is cruel. And I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So we negotiated. Sekou said, bring the cat. And I was thinking, no, I'm not bringing this crazy cat. Y'all say Nelson is claustrophobic. Nelson he gets panicky, anxiety. He's the sweetest cat. Nelson does not travel well. And then I said, you know what? Let me stop saying that. Let me stop claiming that because maybe Nelson will surprise us. Well, he didn't. Nelson peed on me on the bus. I didn't realize it was going to be cumulatively a 7-hour bus ride because I needed to get from New York City all the way to the Cape because they were no longer in Boston. It was a whole to do, and it worked out perfectly. Nelson is fine. He's acclimated. We're now here in Boston, and he's having a really good time here. Like I can tell energetically, he feels at home. He feels safe. We don't even know where he is. Like the cat, we don't even know where Nelson the cat is. And so, but I kept myself open. And once I was able to change my mind and pivot, come up with a different solution, because sometimes we just don't think. We don't think. Like you have this amazing mechanism in your head called a brain. And sometimes we just don't really, I think it's scientifically proven we use 10% of our brain. And I tell you, every time I think about that and I think about what's the solution, which is one of the reasons why I love the show Power. And Sekou was like, I can't believe you love Power, because they always have a solution. Their goal is to come up with a solution, whether it's corrupt, hood, violent, it's still a solution to whatever problem that arises. And so we were able to come up with a solution, which was just bring the cat. First of all, that anxiety medicine that I bought, that Sekou bought at the pet store, doesn't work. The CBD oil, we realize it takes hours to kick in. So we've got to dose the cat hours before we travel. We've got to dose the cat hours before we travel. Nelson the cat is also saying yes. He's been on 2 buses. He's been in the car. He will be on the train this evening. Nelson the cat is a rider. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? So the best part of this vacation has been being able to be intentional with having moments to connect with Sekou's parents, to better get to know them, to allow them to better get to know me, and to get to know Nelson. They love Nelson. Thank God they're cat people, right? Because that could be, well, I wouldn't have brought them if they didn't like cats. The other thing that I absolutely love, I'm in love about this travel experience, and I want to share this with you if I'm able to share this with you. Oh, here we go. The other part is this couple right here. This couple right here. So what I love is, I have a saying, and I actually said it to them, which was, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. And they thought that was so cute. And I thought, this is a very common phrase, quote, ism saying at least in the Midwest and the Black community. It's so common. Not in their community, which is why I love being able to travel, have different experiences, meet people, connect with people, and make a genuine connection. And here's what was so beautiful about this experience in this couple. The first time Sekou took me to Boston, we didn't go to the Cape. We came to visit his parents. We took a train from New York City. Many stops. One of the stops that just jumped out at me was Mystic, Connecticut. And I think it's the name Mystic. I was thinking Mystic Pizza. Then I was thinking Misery. But I've never been to Connecticut. Like, I'm a Midwest girl. This whole East Coast thing is brand new for me. I love the East Coast. I never thought I would love the East Coast. I love the trees. I love the weather. I love the architecture. That's the third thing that I loved about this travel experience, is the architecture. This couple, Lisa and Steve, newly engaged. They've been together 5 years. They told us the story of how they met. They met online, and they are just yummy, delicious, exquisite. Lisa lives in Mystic, Connecticut. I was going to say she lives in Mystic Pizza. Lisa lives in Mystic. I said, there are no accidents, right? There are no coincidences. Everything is in divine order. Everything is lining up to support you, even if it doesn't feel like it or look or seem like it. It is. We connected initially when we got off the boat. Sekou and I were walking, looking for coffee. They started talking to us. They were eating already. They recommended a coffee shop. Then we ran into them again. Then we ran into them when we were boarding the ferry coming back. So it was divine order. We needed to connect. We exchanged numbers. So Sekou and I are planning a just kind of off the dome, not going to put a lot of thought into it, but we are going to Mystic, Connecticut. We're going to get a lovely Airbnb. Lisa says she's going to help us with that. We're going to hang out with Lisa and Steve. Thank you, Lisa and Steve, for such an incredible experience. When we got on that ferry, it was like we got on, and 3 minutes later we were off, because we talk, share. And you never know the commonalities that you have with people. Lisa's brother also experienced a stroke 3 years ago. She shared with us that his experience is vastly different from Sekou's experience. And so you never know, maybe she'll share some things with her brother that could shift his experience in recovering from a stroke. The other thing that, oh, just warmed my heart. Again, I'm a Midwest girl, right? I'm a Midwest girl, come from a very blue collar working class family. My father worked for Union Pacific Railroad for years until he was hurt on the job. And so he literally had to go out on disability. My mom, she was a Renaissance woman, very blue collar Renaissance woman. My mother, ooh, she could create a way out of no way. She was so resourceful, creative, ingenious. She was so about it. Like my mom used to make feather dusters. I thought about this while we were talking with Lisa and Steve on the boat, because I mentioned, unlike Sekou's family, who very formally educated, they have legacy. We also have legacy. It's just a very different kind of legacy. And just the differences in our upbringing and where we're from, East Coast, Midwest, and how my mother, Mama Janet, Sekou's stepmom, was asking me last night, like what brought Black people to Omaha and where they migrated from. They migrated, like most Black people, from the South. My grandmother was from the South. My father's from Mississippi. Grandmother's grandmother is from Mississippi. They came for factory jobs, and Union Pacific Railroad. So factory jobs like Campbell's Soup, ConAgra, uh, Union Pacific Railroad, blue collar jobs. And my mom used to work in a feather duster factory. And y'all, we had a house full of fabulous feather dusters. It's hard to believe that I don't own one today. So I need to invest in a beautiful feather duster in homage to my mom. And yes, it must be purple. All right. So, with that being said, because I'm from the Midwest, Martha's Vineyard, Cape Cod, the Hamptons, never, ever, 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 ever have they been on my radar, ever. And honestly, I always thought these places were for the hoity-toity, the nouveau rich, the new Black, the bourgeoisies. And so I'm learning that anything that you want is for you. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need to be validated by the external forces that will be. You simply need to have a desire. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? And if you don't, guess what? You get to attract and be attracted to things that you want to see, that you want to experience, that you want to be, that you want to do, and that you want to have, and that you want to give. We got the opportunity to visit Martha's Vineyard. Of the best parts of visiting Martha's Vineyard. I lovingly, strongly suggest that if you have a desire to check out the vineyard, Cape Cod, on Martha's Vineyard, there is a tour. It is called the African American Trail Tour. It's a tour that is anywhere from $30 to $120 per person. It is well worth it. Our tour guide, shout out to Larry. Larry, to have this amount of information, knowledge, and passion all bundled up here, and to be able to deliver it, to get us invested, to draw us in, is honorable. And I asked him, I said, are you a historian? Are you an educator? And he said, no. Like, how do you know all of these things? And then you don't have notes. He's just going and going and going. The tour takes you through areas of Edgartown, areas of the Highland, and areas of the Bluff. What is it called? Bluff something bluff. It's literally, as soon as the ferry comes in, it's right off the water. And what it does is it highlights the Black experience, the Black culture, and the Black contribution to Martha's Vineyard. One of the things that the other tours, the main tours, the big tours, do not do, they share with you, he shared with us the Wampanoag, and I hope I'm not mispronouncing that, Native American contribution, because they were here on Martha's Vineyard for 500 years before Europeans, before African Americans, before anyone. They inhabited this island, Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard. I mean, I feel like I've received a whole degree in Black history. One of the things that I learned also, because I've often asked myself, how come you don't know as much about your history as you want to know? And Larry, without knowing that that's been an ongoing question that I've had towards myself, Larry shared the reason why he knows so much is basically the foundation for him was set. He's from Harlem, Renaissance, right? The Negro on the Black Negro Ensemble Theater. He said on several corners, you'd have the brother and the sisters sharing Black history with you. And he said, I graduated. He's probably maybe 10 years older than me. But he said that he had a Black history class in grade school. And I said, that's it. So if anyone from Omaha, Nebraska is listening, if we have any educators who are listening, please correct me if I'm incorrect. Please remind me if my memory fails me, because I do not recall ever having a Black history class. I recall having Black history moments, historical Black figures being pointed out, but not a full-on Black history class curriculum course. No. And that man gave us a Black history education. It was supposed to be 90 minutes. It was 3.5 hours. If and when you are on the vineyard, whether you've been before and you've not heard of this tour, you're hearing about it now, it will be the best investment in yourself and your time and your family. Take your children and invest in this knowledge. The houses, to learn that this area, which is called the gingerbread, we'll call it the gingerbread community. It's a whole community that was set up by the Methodist Church. The first 60 houses were built by a Black man. I'm like, what? And so some people, maybe people who aren't Black African American, might not understand, okay, why is that so important? Why are you all making such a big deal of it? We're making such a big deal of it because we are the ancestors of people who were taken from their own country, did not know the language, did not know the culture, and who were forced to work for centuries for free. And these are things that we were not made privy to, of our greatness, of our contribution. And so that is why it is so important for us to share this. It is not to diminish other cultures' contribution to this country. However, our contribution has been suppressed, snuffed out, if not eliminated. And so it is so important for us when we become privy to this information, to just share it. I've always been proud to be a Black American. My level of pride has increased because of this tour on Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard is beautiful. It looks nothing like I thought. It felt nothing like I thought it would feel. It exceeded any expectation I had. Shout out also to the Jamaican food that we had on the island. And I know this is going to sound crazy, y'all, because I've been to Jamaica twice. I used to work at a Jamaican restaurant in Houston, Texas. Shout out to the Reggae Hut if you're still around. Fee King has never had ackee and saltfish until this trip. OMG! Shout out to my islanders. Ackee and saltfish is everything. Oh my goodness, the food was extraordinary. The experience, the weather was perfect. The ferry ride was everything. I will be sharing more photos, videos, and Sekou and I will be talking more about the Black contribution on Martha's Vineyard, we learned so much, and we ought not keep this to ourselves. We learned about so many political figures, Black political figures. We learned about Black artists, writers, singers, what do you call it? Promoters, producers. I mean, just it so much. It was amazing. It was amazing. All right, so let's end the show with a couple announcements. Do we have any announcement? Yes, we do. Coming up in September. This one is for my ladies over the age of 40. I will be offering several virtual wood tools, Be Body Beautiful workshops so that I can do several things. Help my sisters incorporate this into their health, wellness, fitness, and beauty regime. It is not the solution. However, it is an amazing companion piece that you can do on yourself, for yourself. You can also share this tool, this method with your partner, whether it's your children or your husband, boyfriend, boo thing. You can also, I'm going to be adding a certificate of completion, a certificate of knowledge, so that you can take this and start to do your own workshops so that you can also impact and positively influence other women. Yes, let me know if you are interested so that you can get on my list. That is going down in, it's going to be 3 weeks in September. It's going to be 45 minutes each week so that you not only get this information, but you actually absorb it so that you can implement it and so that you can become more consistent. So we all can become more consistent. I'm also going to be facilitating my very last of 2024. It is my fall into fall abs, ass, and everything in between 14-day fitness challenge. You do not want to miss this. I have some surprises. And yes, y'all, we will be doing a detox. And yes, y'all, we will be getting off the sugar. Why? I want to help you live your most extraordinary, healthy, energetic, alive, and alert life. And so we will be peeling back the layers. We will be removing some things. And more importantly, we will be discovering and uncovering and adding some things that are going to be a better benefit to our whole life condition. So we're getting you ready for Halloween so that you be like, I'm good. Or candy, I'm good. I don't need that. I have no interest in that. We're getting you ready for Thanksgiving. We're getting you ready for Christmas so that you can walk into 2025. Okay, let me say that again. So that you can walk into 2025 fit, fine, and feeling fabulous. No excuses. If you have excuses, this is not the challenge for you. If you have excuses, I am not the trainer for you. All right, this is the Fee King Show. I'm your local fitness go-to girl, Fee King. The show goes down, God willing, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Typically on Fridays, it is on the road again with Fee and T. Too Tight Tonya Jones will be back next Friday, and we have a epic, huge, big announcement. I'm so excited. So Too Tight, I think we're gonna have Too Tight take us out. You ready, Too Tight Tonya Jones?
Dancing with no music, dancing with no music, dancing with no music, dancing with no music, dancing with no music. Are you twerking? Is that your twerk? Oh, shoot, get it, Too Tight. You know what?
Yep. So Too Tight Tonya Jones will be back next Friday, and we will have a big announcement for you. In the meantime, I want you and you to have an amazing, yummy, delicious, positive, productive, possible, energetic, joyful, abundant life, right? Not just today, not just this weekend, not just the rest of 2024, your entire life condition. I will see you, God willing, Monday. Peace.